Binge the full week ad-free over at patreon.com/inspireddisorder.
What you manifest in your mind, you can bring to reality.
Rona Dayz, episode 54 of the show that will not stop. Ever. It will not. Well, eventually it will. I'll die. Maybe somebody will take over. It's like Rona Dayz, 3,422. I die, and then like the one person that listens to my show decides to keep it going. No, I don't know. Last week I was talking about I had some domain name issues. Got those fixed, thankfully. Thankfully, it was easy. When you change your number, so many websites, you have the two-factor authentication. And it's like, you think you change all of the stuff you need to change. You've gone to all of your accounts. You've changed the passwords, changed contact info, whether you're moving, you get a new phone, whatever it is. You're doing the really boring, tedious, entering in new information stuff. And there's always one you forget. I don't think about my domain name and how it gets upgraded not upgraded, but renewed every year. So that was the one. And for whatever reason, the card that I had on there, it had just been getting charged. Apparently, it expired. I didn't realize that, so I fixed it. Thankfully, I was able to call him. The dude on the phone was pretending like he didn't know I had an account, which maybe because it was a two-factor authentication, maybe that's something they had to do. But once I explained the story, magically he found it. But thankfully it was an easy situation. Within hours of me waking up on Monday, I was able to get it done and get it fixed, and my website was working again, thankfully. And I just bought like 5 years of that domain. I don't see why I would be changing inspireddisorder.com anytime soon, but it is what it is. I'm thankful it was an easy fix. I figured it would be, but you never know with things, with companies, how they want to make you jump through hoops and all this stuff. I also figured out and finally posted my first NFT, my non-fungible token. It is the Photoshop of my face in the style of my logo. It is yet to be purchased. It is for sale. If you go to inspireddisorder.com/NFT, you search Ray Taylor on Rarible is the site it is available through. I know a lot of people are using OpenSea. I haven't. I set it up. It's just having these websites where you log in, you use your Bitcoin wallet to log into the website. It's super weird. Super weird process, but it's supposed to make everything super secured. But there's a little bit, it's just frustrating. It's frustrating sometimes. Websites, it wasn't cheap either, the NFT. I think it was like $10 to mint it, and then all of the fees to get it for sale, it was like $90 or $70 or something like that. And I'm selling it for pretty cheap. It's 0.1 Ether, I think is the name of the coin. I don't know the details of it, but it's pretty cheap. Very cheap compared to what I've seen other people sell stuff for. I don't think it's one you bid on. I don't really know. I'm still learning. I just wanted to get the first one out there so I can get the idea of just the process of getting something posted. I have other Photoshops that I want to get up there. The first one is a one of one. There's not like multiple versions of it. I might start doing multiple versions, like 10 of each. But I'm not sure. I'm still thinking about how I want to approach it, because it does cost a lot to get something posted. If it was free, then I would have had like probably close to 100 NFTs posted this past week. But since it costs, almost $100 a pop, it's something that until they start flying off the shelves and until people start collecting them, then I'm just gonna slow roll it. But like anything in life, the fear is like, what happens if this takes off? Which isn't really a fear, but it's like I want to be prepared, but it's like you can spend your life preparing without taking that first step. It's so important to get experience. Even if you're still preparing, you can always change and evolve, but it's important to get that first step going. So I got that first step, and hopefully within the next few months, I will have many more steps in this NFT journey, and hopefully things will start picking up there. Because I could use the money, and I have a lot of things for people to collect, and there's just a lot of ways you can set it up. Like I can set up NFTs to where if somebody purchases, like if I did an NFT for my artwork, I have like almost 1,500 paintings available for sale. So like if you were to buy an NFT, then you can use that to collect that piece of artwork. But then I'm responsible for storing it for as long as it takes for them to collect that piece of artwork. Because if they go back and trade it, then the person they trade it to, I don't really know. Then it starts getting a little hazy as far as how everything works. But at least I got that first one. So make sure you check it out, inspireddisorder.com/NFT, and find me on Rarible, and hopefully soon OpenSea. But it should be rarible.com/Ray Taylor. Should be my domain on that. But this past week, I spent most of the week, aside from getting kind of the kind of the important business stuff out of the way, I've been binging time loop movies because I'm doing my top 5 time loop movies this Saturday. So I wanted to watch. Basically, I knew the top 4, and it was that number 5 position. And I wanted to give a bunch of movies a shot. So I went through and looked online. There's a bunch of lists for time loop movies. Some are a little bit, loosely based, I would say, on the time loop idea. But there are a bunch. So these are some honorable mentions that did not get mentioned, or they might. These are just ones that I've watched that I'd never seen. Obviously I just watched Boss Level, Groundhog Day. You have Live, Die, Repeat's an amazing one. Happy Death Day to You. There's a lot of them, but these are ones that I had never heard of. Before I Fall, I believe was on Netflix. Now I'm not sure. If I would say go to, what is the app called? Just Watch. Yeah, download the app Just Watch, and type in any movie, and it'll tell you all of the streaming services you can watch it, rent it, buy it. It's the best app for finding stuff because I don't always remember where I see stuff. But the first one is Before I Fall, which is kind of a crazy time loop movie with a girl kind of in high school, kind of trying to be the best person she can. Source Code with Jake Gyllenhaal, which is kind of a crazy like mystery. He's a military guy that keeps getting sent back. He's trying to spoil a terrorist plot before the bombs go off. So it's like an intense kind of interesting way to do the time loop thing. Blood Punch, more of an independent thing, where a meth cook and the people employing him go to a cabin, and it ends up being like this cabin has mythical powers, and they keep time looping. That's a lot of fun. There's a lot of fun kills in that one. The Endless, about 2 brothers who escape a cult, and they end up going back to the cult, and they realize that there's different areas in this valley that have different time loops, different duration time loops, and the time loop pod that the cult is in is a 10-year pod. So every 10 years that area reboots. Kind of fun. It really slow burn, but once it gets to the end, a little confusing, but I thought it was good. Game Over, an Indian film. It really takes a long time before the lot of setup before the time loop portion, but it's really focused on like video games. She's a gamer developer, and because of this backstory of like there's like this serial killer that attacks once a year. There's a old victim that had tattoos. This new victim ends up getting tattoos, but the tattoos end up being like hearts, like your power meter. So every time she dies, she loses a heart. Like I once it got to the time loop part, I really enjoyed it. It's just the time loop part could have been a short film. But I enjoy it. It's an Indian film. Good movie. Repeaters is a great one where it takes it's basically three kids in a rehab, young adults in a rehab, and just when they realize they're in a time loop, they go down the negative direction of like, oh well, let's just every day's the same day, so we can just get fucked up every day. And the consequences that comes from that. Arc is a crazy kind of like post apocalyptic sci-fi movie. That one is definitely on Netflix. That one's crazy. And Triangle is one that's independent, kind of a crazy movie, time loop movie. And then the end, like this main character, you're like following because she's like trying to fix this time loop when they're on these yachts and like murders keep happening. And then we realize the kind of mom she was, and she instantly, like towards the end of this movie, and she instantly becomes like the worst character ever and makes me hate the fact that I just spent that. It's a really interesting story, but the fact that they made her like this really horrible, abusive mom to her autistic kid really kind of turned me off to it. But a very interesting premise, Triangle. But yeah, ton of time loop movies. It's a really fun genre. I had a lot of fun kind of just binging all of those movies this week and finding them, and it was really fun. It was really fun. So I don't know. Your week could be whatever you want. Hope you had a good week. Hope you're staying safe. Everybody seems to be getting vaccinated more and more. Hopefully, I will be soon. But everybody be safe. Wear your mask. Try and respect the fact that we're still in a pandemic. All right. Go get yourself some amazing coffee from our friends over at stationhousecoffee.com. Follow Station House Coffee on Instagram, but make sure you order yourself some small batch, single origin, premium coffee brewed in Thetford Center, Vermont, shipped directly to you, no matter where you are. Just hit them up over at stationhousecoffee.com. Give them a follow, Station House Coffee on Instagram, and get yourself some of the best coffee on the planet Earth. New episodes of The Ray Taylor Show come out every single day. Subscribe on IGTV, YouTube, and everywhere else podcasts are found. Binge the full week ad-free over at patreon.com/Inspired Disorder. Buy Ray Taylor Show merch over at inspireddisorder.com. And follow the show on Instagram at Ray Taylor Show. Have a wonderful week, everybody. Peace out!